Has that been public or?
No, it's not public. It's not
there
public.
you go. There's an exclusive for the YouTube.
Yeah.
I was in the office when you sat me down. Basically,
Yeah.
told me the news.
Yeah.
Look, 7 weeks. We are closing this up.
It's first YouTube video.
It's the first of many, I suppose.
First of many, I hope.
Yeah. Well, sir, I don't know how we introduce ourselves, but I am Mark Hayes, online coach.
And I am Emtt Quinlan, online coach.
As you might have known already from Instagram, I suppose, and this is our first YouTube video together. Yeah, first of many. But we want to kind of introduce ourselves. How did we get up to here, till this point? Because there's been quite a journey up until this point. You were 10 years into the business, so
10 years in business, yeah.
do you want to talk about a bit of that first, or will we run into what we're currently doing?
Yeah, cool, sure. I'll talk a little bit about that first, and then we'll talk about what we're currently doing. I suppose started all them years ago back in 2016. It feels weird even saying that now. But yeah, in college, I suppose it was in third year. I was doing my 4-year degree in sports strength and conditioning, and one of our modules was it was a social media aspect to it. It was a marketing module, and we had to set up 2 social media accounts as part of that module. So the first one I set up was Facebook, and the second one I set up was Instagram. So I used to train over there in the gym in LIT Thurles every morning before college, or 4 mornings a week, and I used to take videos.
I remember seeing your stories.
Yeah, and I used to just put them up every day, and I used to put pictures of me meals and terrible stuff to look back at now, but
pure muck.
Yeah, pure muck. You wouldn't feed it to the dog, but like I got a lot of people messaging me off the back of it, you know, and I got friends inquiring, would you be able to do me up a training program, would you be able to do me up a nutrition plan, and I started doing a few for free for people, and then I saw a little bit of an opportunity, and I said, here, I'm going to start charging people for this, and I started selling nutrition plans, started selling training programs, and it kind of took off pretty quickly. So in, I think it was March 2016, I found a business, and then 2017 I graduated from college, 4 years done, and I set up a PT studio out the back of my mother and father's house. So we had a garage, and it was small, it was about 15 foot by 15 foot, and again I just saw an opportunity. I said it wasn't in use, so I said I'm going to turn this into a little gym. And I kitted it out, do you know, with your basics, barbells, dumbbells, squat rack, and I started off for an in-person PT. Similar again, filled up pretty quickly, do you know, I was advertising it on Instagram, and word of mouth was, do you know, helping as well, big time. And yeah, I suppose I was there for about 6 months, and I was completely full, like booked up all the time. I was still working online, and I said, you know what, I'm going to go a little bit bigger here. So I started looking up units online, and I seen one in Roscrea, and I went to and viewed it, and straight away the minute I walked into the unit, I said, this is it. This is where it's gonna be, and I took it. And I took out a 3-year lease on that unit, and again, same thing. I filled it up with equipment and started in there in 2018.
Right, so 2 years after you set up the business.
Yeah.
2 years in the garage.
Yeah. No, I was a very short time in the garage. So I set up in the garage in, I think it was September 2017. So finished college in the summer of 2017.
Yeah.
And set up in the garage in September 2017. And I opened in Roscrea, I think it was July 2018, so not even a year in the garage. And yeah, I was doing it all on my own at the start, as you know. I was running classes, and I suppose that was one of the main reasons I wanted to go in there, was because I wanted to help more people rather than just having one person at a time.
Yeah.
And the studio was so small, I could only have one person or 2 people max. I was coaching some couples, brothers and sisters. And yeah, I just wanted to be able to coach more people. So I started offering classes inside in Roscrea, and I had a couple on each day, and I was doing them all myself, and I was still doing my PTing. I actually stopped online because I was just too busy inside in Roscrea and was setting it up and everything. And then after a while, I got my first staff member. And yeah, I think think we might leave the gym story for another video.
There's episode number 2 for you.
The whole gym story, I think we'll dive into in another video. But yeah, I suppose we were in the gym for 5 years, pretty much. And I decided to close the gym in 2023. And I suppose during the time that the gym was open, we had COVID as well. So during COVID, I switched back online. And do you know what, that was a massive help to me, and business grew again online. And then when I closed the gym, I went back fully online, pretty much. Still doing a handful of PTs out the back of my new house in our garage, which is, you know, my gym. So yeah, and I've been online coaching pretty much fully since 2023 now. So yeah.
Mad. Some story.
Yeah. So 3 years fully online.
Yeah.
Same as yourself.
Pretty much, yeah, because I have a bit of input for them gym stories as well, because obviously that's where I started my trade, and with the coaching side of things, and yeah, we're basically given no other choice but to sink or swim. After the gym, like it was 100%, it was a great job at the time, and it was the online was blowing up after COVID. Let's say it was just the thing to do. Naturally enough, for most coaches, you saw loads of lads leaving gyms to do that. So obviously it was at the back of our minds as well. But because we had such a good thing going, it would have been very hard for me, I think, anyways, just to leave that. Because like that, we were absolutely flying at the gym, was full of members. I can't remember even how many members
we had. A couple of hundred. We were up to 250 at one stage at its peak.
We were running group photo shoots at the time. There was maybe 2 or 3 of those per year going at that stage, and there was just such a community being built in the gym. It would have been hard to just walk away from that, especially because I was living here as well, around the area. So yeah, as we said, that the gym stories, we can do that for another time.
We'll come back to that.
That's 10 years in business for yourself, and like you said, March 2016, setting up a Facebook and an Instagram account, and look what it's got you.
Yeah, that's where it's all started, thankfully. And you know, recently I've just made another decision. A pretty big one is to step away from doing in-person PT completely.
Oh right.
Yeah, so as I mentioned, I have the gym out the back here that I use myself, and I kept on a handful of clients that were with me in Roscrea, and they've been with me ever since. But I want to grow my online a little bit more, so I need to buy back some hours in the day, and PT was taking up some of those valuable hours, where again I can coach more people than just one. So yeah, I've made the decision to step away fully from PT.
Right, well, you heard it here first.
Yep.
Has that been public or?
No, it's not public. It's not
there
public.
you go. There's an exclusive for the YouTube.
Yeah, and I actually have 2 of my clients left to tell. So yeah, I'll tell them before this goes live.
So by the time this is up, you'll all know it is. You'll have more than enough time to soak it in.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I suppose like that, you know, there's plans in the pipeline to build online further, and you know, I'm at max capacity with my one-to-ones online. I've got a wait list in place, which is great. You know, delighted to be in that position, but there's a few other wheels turning that, you know, are going to give me opportunities to help people in a slightly different way. So yeah, that can be a story for another day too.
For sure, yeah. But big difference between that story, how you got introduced to the space, than mine, I suppose, because I was the complete other end of things. I was not destined to be online coach whatsoever. I started off, I was a mechanical engineer. So if you know, that was my starting in the adult world. I did my studies in Bolton Street, DIT Bolton Street. It was DIT at the time, it's now TUD, up in Dublin. And I remember during those 5 years, because I had to repeat a semester, we won't talk about that. I enjoyed my J1 a bit too much. But what happened during that time, I kind of knew halfway through that this was just not for me. But it was a case, like I had conversations at home, they were like, look, put the head down, get to work, get your degree, and after that you can do whatever you want. So I did. I trust the process, put my head down, and I actually got on quite well. Got my degree, smashed it with that, and just 6 weeks before our final year exams, COVID hit. So the whole world flipped upside down, as we all know. Had to do my exams online. We were all just trying to figure out the whole Zoom thing and stuff like that. So I was never in the gym up until that point. But I remember distinctly texting you a couple of years before that, because as I knew that it wasn't going to be for me, I saw you blowing up at the time. I knew you from back home, and I saw the gym was absolutely smashing it. And I was like, I want a piece of that. I would love something like that. And then every month it seemed like there was just a new piece of equipment being added to the gym, or there was something new going on. I even did a couple of classes in your gym.
Yeah. I remember you coming in through the first one. Yeah. Necking the pre-workout.
And I got sick of myself.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember texting you one time being like, look, I don't have any qualifications, but even would it be possible for me to use the gym if I could just scrub the floors, or if I could clean? And you said, look, I'd love to have you on board, but it's a no.
Yeah.
As I literally didn't have a qualification.
I politely rejected that.
Slid into your DMs. Yeah, I have that message there somewhere. I may find it someday.
Yeah, you might stick it up on the screen here when we put this live.
Yeah, can do. But yeah, so since that message, when you politely rejected me, I knew I have to get the finger out if I want to. If I need to make it work. So after COVID and all that, when I was working, so I was with Jones Engineering at the time. I was with them just over a year. But like that, we were out of lockdown, back into the office. Out of the office again, we were forced to work from home because more lockdown restrictions were picking back up again a couple of months later, and I knew, right, this is just not working for me. I'm sick of this already, and I'm only less than a year in. I don't have 40 years to give you this.
When you put it like that,
not a hope in hell. So I was like, I could either sulk, sit at home, moan about it and do nothing about it like what most people do, or I could give it a shot. Put my head down, get some studies done, get a qualification, so by the time things do lift, I can just give it a shot. Worst case scenario, I end up back in the office. So I did that, and I got my diploma with Setanta. So because it was COVID restrictions, it was a little bit different, but once every month we had a physical workshop in Thurles. I quite enjoyed it. It's quite good, quite informative. There was a couple of bits that I wasn't, like, I had to know about, that the FMS was a load of shite. But I was still getting my degree in that, so I could move on to the next steps, like work in a gym. Got the degree, saw you put up a message on Instagram saying that you have a position available. I was on it, like a dog after hot chips. And I remember then yourself, you brought me in for basically
an interview.
I went through that. A physical interview as well, how to coach a client through movements.
That's something I always did. Like anytime I was taking on a staff member, I'd take them through a practical interview as well, because that's essentially what you're doing when you're coaching in person. And I need to see that you can coach a deadlift or a bench or an RDL or whatever it is. And it's all well and good knowing the information, but actually putting it into practice with clients is a different thing. So
and I've had a couple of conversations with coaches that I've trained with as well up in Dublin when I was in ABS. Ian was saying the same thing. Ian Grant, he has done the tests and the assessments for those certifications, and he said that has a couple of coaches there that know all the words in the book. Ask them to demonstrate a bench. They can't get it out. They can't get the practical side of things. But went well anyways, I believe.
Very well.
And I got the job. So I began working my new trade as a coach.
What was that? Was that 2020?
That was 2021. And we were I was in the gym 2 years. Before the whole, all the gym stories of the 2 years, you can find out in another episode. That closed down then in May 2023. So you gave me, I think it was 7 weeks notice. It was a Wednesday evening. We were finishing our shift. You had the male transformation. I had my final PT at the night. I was in the office when you sat me down, basically told me the news. Look, 7 weeks, we are closing this up. So that night it was meant to be, because the night before, one of the lads in Dublin that I would know put up on his stories that he has a room vacancy. That he's leaving his room at the end of the month. So for the summertime he'd moving back to Kilkenny, and I took nothing of it at the time. 24 hours later, when you told me that, I was on the way home, I was driving, and I was like, right, I'm texting him, save me that room.
Good timing.
I'm free in June, which was 4 weeks later. I'll take the room off you. And 3 years later, I'm still in
Still
that
in
very
Dublin.
room.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
in Dublin now,
Yeah.
and that's where I'm working away for online coaching ever since. But yeah, it all kind of stemmed from 2016 when you started that
Yeah.
Instagram account.
Yeah, and I suppose it was just the wheels were turning in my head there again. Like it started, you know, my love and passion and all that for health and fitness started way before that. And you know, my father is actually a qualified PT as well. And
Is
that's
he?
yeah. That was just going through my head there.
Jesus.
Yeah. He's a big part of it, you know. He helped me fall in love with the gym really. So when he got qualified, I used to go to the gym with him. And we used to train at the Leisure Centre in Roscrea, and I actually did my first course in 2012, which was a FETAC level 5 course in Portlaoise College. Yeah, because not beating around the bush or hiding the fact or anything, I wasn't the best in school. So I didn't get enough points to do what I wanted to do. So I knew I'd have to go a different route, and that route was to do a 1 year course. So I did the FETAC in Portlaoise, and then I went to Thurles. So, you know, 10 years in business, but experience in the game, 15 years probably.
There you go.
Yeah.
It stands to you.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
No, you're able to take all that on board for the online side of things.
100%. It all stood to me, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think now is just kind of the stepping stone to that online. As you say, they're pulling back all the way from one-to-one, in-person PT.
Yeah.
Branching out for the online, helping even more people.
Exactly. It's just all about the scalability of it. Like, you know, online, there's just so much more room for growth.
Yeah, that's what I see anyways. I've, as you know, probably going to mention in another episode, I've launched last September my first intake for Super 8, which is my group coaching.
Yeah.
I found that to be fantastic. Same thing again, being able to help as much people,
100%.
get them on board at the same time, giving them a set start and end date, all that good stuff, which kind of ties us into our next point, which would be what we're currently doing ourselves, because that's the business side of things.
Yeah.
But we're both getting ready for a photo shoot, which we'll mention probably in the next episode.
Yep.
So I think that's a good point to wrap it up.
I believe
Good
so,
time.
Mark.
Right, well, that's the first of many anyways. If you liked the video, make sure to like, share, subscribe, comment, give your feedback, whatever it may be. Sure.
Yep. Thank you very much for tuning in. Much appreciated, and we'll see you in the next one.
See you in the next one.
Peace out.